So I list all the things that are being done to suppress in an unprecedented way Americans' freedom. And this anti-Trump person believes I only did that because I'm whipping up support for the failed president, Donald Trump. So in other words, we're really not having a lockdown that I should object to or point out. So here, this is the best. His diehard supporters are far more likely to invoke a police state against immigrants, feminists, gays, and other minorities who don't fit into their exalted view of America. He has had 3 years to invoke a police state against immigrants, feminists, and gays. Yeah. Do you know, I'll tell you what is scary. I told you I'm more scared of these people than of the virus. The virus will pass, but I'm not sure that leftism will. It perverts not only the soul and the conscience, it perverts the ability to think. The president would create a police state against immigrants, gays, and feminists? Well, why hasn't he done anything like that? By the way, has he ever even mentioned gay marriage, the president? I'll bet he doesn't even oppose it. I think the president cares about gays as much as I care about the pretzel industry. Telling you, a lot of you know what I'm talking about because you have a relative or a friend who has truly ceased the ability to dialogue or to think in any way rationally. That's why those letters are important. An 89-year-old, can I have the award he sent me? An 89-year-old listener who fought in Korea is so annoyed with me. He actually designed an award, which I printed out. 10 dumbasses. Dennis Prager. For your reprehensible performance, you are hereby awarded the 10 dumbasses. This qualifies you for the ignominy of the citizens of the United States with this ignoble prize for your back to that word, stupidity in a national pandemic. Okay. It certifies your appalling lack of understanding of the rules of pandemic mitigation with a virus easily capable of infecting 20 or 50 or 100 million Americans, if not for orders of mass lockdown. Okay. That's a good one. Is it an annual or a lifetime achievement? That's a great question. I'm putting this up in my house. Here it is, if anybody's watching. Of course I'm framing it. This is the stuff that makes me tick. I love this stuff. So I thanked him for his service in Korea. What else am I going to do? So what did he say? Can infect 100 million Americans. Wow. Actually, if it infected 100 million Americans, it would probably save the country, because then you would have herd immunity. This is mind-boggling. The World Health Organization lauded Sweden as a model for battling the coronavirus. This is astonishing. Dr. Mike Ryan. What? Mike Ryan? Know who he is? He's I think he's Canadian. He's Canadian or Australian. Oh, the WHO's top. I mean, this guy has been in the lead of hysteria. Said Wednesday there are lessons to be learned from the Scandinavian nation. I think there is a perception out that Sweden has not put in control measures and just has allowed the disease to spread. Nothing can be further from the truth. Instead of lockdowns, the country has, quote, put in place a very strong public policy around social distancing, around caring and protecting people in long-term care facilities. What it has done differently is it has very much relied on its relationship with its citizenry and the ability and willingness of its citizens to implement self-distancing and self-regulate. Well, That's not true, actually. I mean, look at the pictures of people in Stockholm. I mean, they're sitting without masks, congregated like in normal times. But, I mean, just the fact that he didn't condemn Sweden. You know, my good friend Hugh Hewitt disagrees with me on this, which is great, because we don't all agree on these matters. Well, we being conservative, or conservative talk show hosts, or even those who work for the Salem Radio Network. But I did ask him on Seb Gorka's show on Wednesday, so if there's a second wave, would you rather be in the United States or Sweden? Because I know he's an honest man. I knew I'd get an honest answer. I didn't know what the answer would be. But he said Sweden. Wow. 1-8-Prager-776. Please get out of your house. It's May 1st. Newsom is a thug in power. That's all he is. He's a little man with a lot of power. They're the most dangerous. His pontificating and his condescension to the people of California, like some pope of the state. It's just time to say screw you. I'm sorry. I don't know what else. I don't know how else to put it. I don't like tyrants. Okay, he's a tyrant. By the way, we must remove. Unfortunately, because they have ruined it, we have to remove the power of executives to declare states of emergency like this. I'm sorry. The utter and total abuse of power on the part of Democrats and a handful of Republicans, mostly Democrats, is something that the nation must confront. You know, I can't get out of my mind another fool at the New York Times, which is almost redundant, I'm sorry to say. Egan, what is his first name, Timothy? That Republicans are the party of death. You know, you may say, why do you call these people names? Do you know what we're called? We're called murderers. Republicans are the party of death, writes Timothy Egan, a New York Times columnist. Well, I will read to you what the policies that Timothy Egan supports have done to the world. And it's from the New York Times.